changes.
Would it surprise you if I told you that for the last 15 minutes or so we've been chatting about set pieces mainly?
He didn't do enough for the last week or so. You hate set pieces, Leo. Theo. Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Theo's actually kind of musing the idea that opposition teams, he's surprised they haven't worked a way out yet to disrupt a little bit more your set pieces.
I hope they don't.
He hasn't given them any ideas, don't worry about that. Obviously, it is a weapon in your armoury. Dimitar was just saying when things might not be going well in other areas, it's something you can rely on. It's an area...
Absolutely. We want to have the ability to score from every phase of play, you know, and as he said, if something doesn't work, something else has to work. It can be a magic moment, it can be an individual action, it can be a short counter, it can be a slow build-up, it can be a restart of play. The more resources you have, the better, more difficult for the opponent. We were very, very efficient today on set pieces. We weren't that efficient. We had big chances inside the box in open play. So at the end, we won the game, so very happy.
And that's an impressive stat. You've got more chances from corners than any other team. Goals, obviously, coming from those chances than any other team in Europe's top 5 leagues. You're the masters at it.
Let's continue. If we are the masters today, we have to continue to work and continue to be the masters.
And of course, in the first half, you were a little bit frustrated, maybe.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you changed things.
Two things, especially because the setup that they had, we were a bit late and a bit doubtful, and you cannot do that against that structure, especially in the high press. When we regain the ball, we get the ball away a few times, and then we had the structure and find the advantages because we gave the ball away in the next pass. And against this team, if you don't glide together and then you put the ball with the wingers early enough to be tight, it's very difficult to have the structure to counter-press them. We did that much better in the second half. We get more dominance. We open them up better.
What's the message at half-time then?
A few things that we have to tweak, and a lot of things much simpler with the ball. That we gave the ball away and start to play in longer distances. That against this team you cannot do that.
Mikel, when you arrive here, you use what you had in the dressing room and you won the FA Cup. And it's fascinating to see how then you work on having a team that everyone could work without the ball. Then it becomes on the ball. Then you added the set play, because obviously we talk about set plays, but you need to create the 13 corners that you created. Man United had 0. So now you got a goal-scoring threat from every aspect. I'm sure you're very happy off the ball. Do you think that now the team is complete to win the title?
No, obviously this is down to the players and the quality of the players that we have. That makes our job much easier. Individual actions as well. We need to create more magic moments like he used to do, and threaten more in behind like Theo used to do. For example, it's things that we can still improve a lot to be more dominant, but I think we are in the right path.
Mikel, would you be pleased with, obviously, a few changes tonight with Kivior coming in, Zinchenko? How pleasing it is for yourself to have players like that who haven't played a lot of football but have come in and had a very solid performance tonight?
Great point. Very pleased because obviously there is huge demands in a match like this. They haven't been exposed enough to play. You know, in the Premier League, Jakub was the first start. I think Alex the second one. I think the first one was at the beginning of the season. So to come at this level against this opposition and to do what they do is big credit to him. That's the way they prepare. But it's so pleasing as a manager because you need everybody. And they have to feel trusted, you know, and they were thrown there today and they did the job.
There are certain players you have who are clearly key to the success of this team. And when Martin Odegaard was missing, there was a wobble in the side, he's back and things seem firmed up. Gabriel obviously not there tonight, and in the first half it looked like you were missing him in those set pieces. In the second half, William Saliba said that you managed to find people to stand up. How is he and when will he be back?
Sorry, who?
Gabriel.
I don't know. We have to wait and see the next few days. It's nothing too serious, but today was a big risk to play him, and that's it. About relying on other players that have the capacity to play, and they've shown that tonight.
We're very thrilled for you. You got your 150th win as Arsenal manager, so congratulations on that. Well, congratulations, and thank you for joining us. Thank you
so much.
Thank
you. Take care. Roberto. See you. Thank you.
Very happy. A very special night, celebrating 500 games in this incredible stadium against an opponent with so much history between the clubs and the teams, and the way we played, especially after tweaking a few things for the second half, how dominant we were, how convincing we were, not really conceding apart from the save of David after a very sloppy throwing. So a lot of positives.
Set pieces again determine the game, really. How important is it, that threat that you have now? It's better than any other team in the league by a long way.
Well, we need that. I think we want to be very dangerous and very effective from every angle and every phase of pace. And we work on all of that. Today we could have scored from open play like we did against West Ham, against Sporting. So the team really has that belief that from every angle we have the mentality to just to threat the opponent and to try to score. Today was 2 set pieces. I think we had 13 corners. So we have to take a lot from it.
Mikel, at half time, Liverpool were 10 points clear. It's now 6. Are you and the players already starting to think in those sort of terms, or is it just a case of getting on with it like at half time?
Well, we don't think about half time how we are. I think we have to look our own business, try to perform the way we are doing at the moment, and find ways to win the game. I think the team deserves the win again today, which is very good. And what the opposition does, we cannot control. But you can see week in, week out, even if teams are winning, how difficult it is for everybody.
Jordan,
Hi.
Amorim was just saying then that he thinks that Saka and Martinelli deliberately go on the outside to deliberately win corners because they know that they can score from corners. Is that part of your strategy?
No, well, I think we play with inverted wingers, so they double up as well a lot of times inside, so there's not a lot of space inside. And when they leave, there's a lot of space for the fullback or for the 6, and if not, it's for the 9. If not, you can go outside. So we need to look at every angle. What they do, where they can be weak, and we can exploit the weakness of those positions.
Do you think, I think at times Man United looked like they just couldn't handle, even when you were missing Gabriel, they couldn't handle you. Do you think teams do now fear even trying to give away a corner against you because they know?
I don't know. We work on what we work, attacking the box in various ways. This is the way that we have, that we are very efficient. So we'll continue to find ways to keep improving.
James, CBS.
Mikel, with Declan and Bukayo, when they walk over to take corners, they don't seem to be, you know where I'm getting at here, they don't seem to be sprinting. But is that a deliberate tactic to build tension in the opposition ranks, to give them time to worry, and to give your stadium time to heat?
The stadium reacted, something that we didn't plan. They react because they have beliefs. That's the same way that they react when we are on high press, when we are with the ball, because they know what we can do, which is great. It creates that connection, that belief, and easier for the players to deliver because that noise, I think, creates good things on us and difficult things in the position.
Is it a deliberate approach to take a bit longer?
No.
James, ESPN.
Mikel, you've been such a threat to set pieces for so long. You know, we're going back 2 or 3 years now, but your numbers have been so good. Can you just talk a bit about what a skill that is to keep that going? Because everybody does the analysis, the teams will know what's coming, but to sort of constantly evolve and come up with the new ideas and stay at the top of those set pieces.
Yeah, well, I think last year we scored the most goals in the history of this football club. Not because only the set pieces, because a lot of things that we have. We want to create individual magic moments. A lot of players can create their own goals. We can create goals on short counters, on long counters, against the slow build-ups when we have to have restarts and the opportunity to open the opposition. Every single phase of play, let's maximize it, keep working on it, keep improving.
Kaya, Football London.
You've been so consistent since the November international break, since you came back. Do you think you're really sending a message to the rest of the league that, you know, if teams do drop points in the start race, that you're there, basically?
I don't know. We want to have the right to win the games, and if we perform the way we are performing right now, we're gonna win a lot of games. But now it's about Fulham. You know, we have to go there, and we know the experience of last season, and we're gonna have to prepare really well to earn the right to win there and continue to do that. The rest, we don't know.
And there's no Gabriel tonight. Firstly, how is he, and how happy were you with the way Jakub Kiwior stepped up in this?
Yeah, big credit to Jakub and Alex. I think is the first start for Jakub after a long time. You have to be thrown against this kind of opposition, this kind of front players. The same with Alex, and they did magnificent well. So great. We trust them. They prepare so well. They have the opportunity. They grab it with both hands. So very pleased for the team.
How are Gabi and Ricky?
So Gabi was a big risk to playing today because he felt something against West Ham. Sunday is going to be a possibility with Ricky as well. Let's see how he reacts.
Okay, finally to Sammy from Matt.
Mikel, a quick question about the response from the 4 games without victory. You know, I think with 4 straight consecutive victories. That says quite a lot about the resilience of the squad and the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, the will to win is there. The boys try, we try. all our best to do that. It's true that we went through a lot in that period, the schedule and the opposition that we played, a lot of things, and that's it. You have to react. It's about trying to do it next. Today, now we won 4 in a row. Well, it doesn't matter. We have to go to Fulham now and be better than them to try to win the game. And it's every 3 days. It's crazy schedule. We're going to need everybody and mentally be very strong, because you're going to have to go through those moments.
Is there ever a process that you take maybe some of that external negativity that you may have got, criticism, as fuel for those moments moving forward?
Me personally, no, I don't know. The team, there is no more fuel than my own one, to have the desire and to work as much as I can in the most efficient way to try to win and help these boys to enjoy what they do and give them the chance to win games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Arsenal set piece as well. I noticed you've made a change to the preparation where Carlos comes out into the technical area rather than Andreas Jolson, who's the set piece coach. What's the thinking behind that?
The thinking is that Carlos is responsible for the set pieces, different stuff. Andreas is also there to help, and that's it. That's the reason.
And are Arsenal just about the best team you've come up against in terms of corners, set pieces?
I think if you follow Premier League for a long time, you can see that. They are also big players for that. And you can see it in every occasion that Saka and Martinelli has 1-against-1. A lot of times they go outside, they cross. They already know that if the cross is going well, they can score. If it's a corner, they can score. So we have to be better on that situation. But like in every area of our game, we need time to improve also. But you can see in all Arsenal games that every team has problem with that. It just it's not because I like to change all the time, but we have to have all the squad fit. So, for example, Harry Maguire has a time limit. Time Alasse has a time limit. Mason Mount has a time limit. Lenny Yoro has a really time limit. So we have to manage winning games, different methodology, different way of playing, more meters to press, and tomorrow we have to assess, and the guys that has a little bit risk to some injury, they will not play. So we have to have everybody to work, to play, and to improve the squad.
I'm right in saying that in the first half of time, and maybe in the second half as well, you were frustrated that the players weren't quite going totally for the attack and kind of retaining possession too much?
We didn't have the time we work a lot on building up. You can see the structure, you can see the idea, you can see the bounce when the central backs to the midfielders, you can see that, but then in the last part or the last third, you can see that we need to improve, be more aggressive, more ideas, but yeah, that part is more difficult to improve without a lot of training. No, like I make the evaluation of a game regardless the result. Like I said, the 4-0, you can take positive things, but we have to improve. Yeah, and you already knew that. But you can feel it in the same in the first half, especially in the end of the first half. You can feel it they were not comfortable. You can feel it in the stadium. So you can take that. We had one day to put a strategy, and they can cope with that. They block, especially the right side of Arsenal with a lot of players there. We managed to control very well this moment. I think the difference today was the set pieces, because the set pieces you see a goal, and then the momentum change, and it's really hard for us to take control of the full control of the game, but we try it, and was that the set pieces.
One at the back.
You were speaking about fitness within the sport. Luke Shaw has posted on social media about an unfortunate injury setback that he's suffered. I wondered if you could say any more detail about what exactly the nature of the injury is and the timeline.
No, that I don't know. It is hard when you have an injury. The coach says that how many days he will need to recover. What I can say that since I arrived, I already say that before the game. Since I arrived, I see him in the medical department, working a lot in the gym, working a lot on the pitch. We control the load during the games, during the trainings. He was losing weight, so he was doing everything. If he continues with that behavior, he's a top player, and we need him. So no matter how long he will need, I will be with him, and we will help him to return, because not just Manchester United, but also your national team needs a guy like Luke Shaw. So we are here to help him.
Before the game, you said there was a storm coming. Was this the storm tonight? You still think it's a storm?
I have to be careful what I said, but what I say. You know that when you are, because it's the experience, if you follow football, you understand these moments, you know what can happen in these moments. And then when I came from Sporting, I lived the same situation. It's not the same situation, but it's a big club. You already know that everything is okay. When you lose one game, everything is not okay. So I'm expecting that. Sometimes I'm too strong with the words. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have bad moments when you are changing so much things in order to improve. So was that?
Can it be a good thing to lose? Can it help you? If you see your team losing, do you learn more about your players?
No, I prefer to learn winning games. That is really clear. But I learned the same last game 4-0, and I learned a lot. And I could see that we have a lot to improve. The same today, but I can take some positives from today, especially in the way they cope with the strategy and they block the game. We need to improve in the different areas of the team.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks.
Thank you.